this absolute genius.
I'm on my way.
I'm ready.
Hey, let's go!
Feel the excitement.
Like it? I love it!
Feel the...
Welcome back again. If you have just joined us, we welcome you. I'm sure you can see what I'm carrying right now. Obesity must fall. But before we can go there, now this is another very dramatic story. The work and the industry of tombstone maker Lebo Kitsane has always been dramatic, and the larger-than-life granite boss allegedly died from renal failure, leaving his family, friends and community in mourning. One mourner, though, could not hold back. That is the sister. A very dramatic moment there. However, South Africans have had mixed reactions of the drama and, of course, saw how to laugh through the matter. We have seen Sister Galebo Urachadi fighting and screaming. Now, let's take a look at that video courtesy of ENCA.
Don't you dare!
Lebohang was in pain. It turns out his wife brought a man into the house.
Being in South Africa, of course, now we have seen South Africans making fun of this. Now, there is a Rakhadi challenge that a whole lot of South Africans are going out in making sure that they create their own version of Rakhadi. Now, Kitsane will be laid to rest later on this morning, and we cannot wait to see what the dramatic tombstone he will be having in his memory. The boss that has given a lot of people, a memorable and beautiful memories. Now, moving on with our stories, we have Ephraim, Marobela on our green couch, who is the founder and the CEO of United Proactive Health Union. Of course, specializes on proactively solving alcohol, drugs, and obesity, as well as smoking challenges. It is in this purpose that he passionately calling to help as many people globally and living a healthy lifestyle. He has traveled the world and has worked with so many people with the biggest names, the likes of the world of literature, and also he has shared his wealth and of knowledge with the likes of Donny Maverick, as well as Vanilla Ice, Boys to Men, and Dr. Phil. Today, Mr. Marobela is here to share with us his story. A very good morning to you, sir, and a warm welcome to Galaxy Universal Network.
Good morning, my sister.
Now, you are doing an amazing job. I mean, at this moment, your book says, obesity must fall. I'm so grateful that I don't fall part of this. Because ngila or ngila, hey, ngabe ngikwi-trouble enkulu kakhulu la kuwe. Hey. Now, but Ephraim, first tell us about yourself. I know I've read, a whole long list about what you do and who you are. I mean, you have shared the stages and had a conversation with the likes of about Dr. Phil and so on and so on. Give us a little bit more from the horse's mouth this time around.
Thank you so much for giving me the time, and good morning to the viewers at home. What happened is the following with me. I was raised from a family where, you're raised in a family where it's broken, sort of. Your mother and your father, but your father is a drunkard, smokes a lot, drinks a lot, is very violent. And also looking at that life, you start having to see what is it you can do to move away from those type of issues. So reading for me did it, because I was never from a rich family. So everything was, the thing that we can get, anything that I could get. My mom used to work as a domestic worker, so she'll print books. That, and funny enough, consciously so, anything that's good to do that I get from the books. I'll focus on the health issues.
No, I want us to talk about this thing. One day I got myself into trouble, okay?
Yes.
I had this very, very big friend.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm so blunt like that. I'm not a person who can easily, speak nicely with a person and say, you know what, let's go to the gym and stuff like that. So I just went to buy a gym membership for this friend and say, hey, I have your gym. And she was like, how? You're the one who needs the gym and not the other way around. So how do you go about telling people, hey, I'll have your gym and because I mean we all know obesity is sickness, and people don't see it that way. On a very serious note, it is a sickness, and I have a brother for that moment who doesn't like skinny girls. The thick, the better. So how do we, how do we differentiate between the two, Ephraim?
I'm happy that you are saying what you are saying, and then I'm happy that you are saying it to me so I can help you.
Yes, tell me how to, let's start there.
Yes.
Tell me how to tell a person, let's go to the gym without making them feel bad.
Please, to everybody watching, please note the following. Whether you're on your ideal weight or you're not on your ideal weight, please note that the people that are carrying excessive weight, they never planned it to be like that.
Yeah.
And another thing,
even those that have gawula too much.
Yes, because I mean, here's the thing, they don't do that because they want to be obese.
Oh.
And that is the thing that we need to always realize, that as people, we are not the same.
Yes, that's true.
But in us not being the same, it doesn't mean that we cannot get help.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Now, when a person is carrying excessive weight, that person, that root causes that person to be like that. I'm going to go back to you. It doesn't mean that you will never be obese. If you do not do things that you need to do now, you are fortunate because I mean, like now, with us having to work together moving forward, I will be able to help you, empower you, coach you, educate you on what is it you must do now, so that you do not ever become like that. Because now people think when they see that book, it says, you know what, Ephraim, this book is not for me, it's for this person who's already obese. I disagree with that totally.
Yes.
What you are saying, our programs are as follows. We've got programs for people who are not yet obese. We empower them, coach them, educate them, so they know what is it they must do, so they do not become obese. Right? We also have programs for people who are already carrying excessive weight. We coach them, educate them, walk the journey with them, to empower them so they can correct the mistakes that they're doing that causes them or that cause them to be carrying excessive weight, because it doesn't, you won't sleep tonight looking like this, tomorrow you're obese. It's a process.
It's a process, yes.
Right.
Yes.
Now that is why if you look at the book in the front there, it says solving that problem without pills, supplements, shakes, capsules, without even a gym. And whoever that is watching now, please don't you ever tell any person that's carrying excessive weight they must go to gym, because they're going to cause more damage. The problem about it is the following. People need to get to experts, right, who can help them get to start making sure they do it right. Right? Because there's a process. There are people that you've helped that lost up to 50 kilograms within a year, because it's doable, but for you to get there easier and seamlessly without having to go through stress, it's not by asking your friend, because your friend is not an expert in the field. Get a health coach. She'll probably tell
you bluntly like me.
Sometimes you find two people that are obese, but they're competing who must go to gym? Who must go? Oh, I'm bigger than you. Oh no, you're bigger than. No, I'm smaller than you. That's not the point. The point is to make sure that get help, and that is why we're saying that let us be proactive in our approach, in making sure you can help people, only serious people, because sometimes people say, I want help, but they're not going to be able to. They don't want to follow that.
Yes.
So the program is for us to make sure we help people understand each and every step, but it's a program. Even if you see that book, it's not just a book. It's a book. it's a audio book, it's a workbook, it's a journal, it's a manual that will take people up to
so
a
you
year.
have audiobooks on this. Oh, okay.
It takes about a year, because what's going to happen is that now we deal with all the elements that you need to understand. People have got that fallacy of thinking that all healthy food is healthy for you, meaning, let me just rephrase it. Not all vegetables are good for you. Not all fruit are good for you. Not all oils are good for you. Not all nuts are good for you. Do you follow? As much as your fingerprints are not the same like anybody's fingerprints, it is your duty to get the health coach who's going to help you understand how to listen to your body.
Now, now you have touched on the issue of health. So I would want us to break in that. Thank God you've got 30 minutes.
Yes.
So we can go slowly but surely unpacking each and every piece of this conversation.
Yes.
Now, I am from KwaZulu-Natal.
Yes.
And back where I come from, the more you are big, you have got your body, it means that you are happy, your life is good. And there are also people that I know from birth, this child is big and they have never lost weight. They've never been anything. It's generational. So you find that the mother was like that, the sister was like that. But there are other people, because it's not just a matter of what they are eating at home. You find that they are even poor. They don't have enough food to eat, but they have a big structural body. What do we do with those people that are naturally big by birth and maybe by generation? So how do we differentiate to say, this person is naturally like that? Is it because they were eating too much food, or is it in their genes? And if it's in their genes, how do they deal with it?
Thank you for that question as well. Let me just make an example. I don't know if you've seen a family of 4 or 5 in the mall or wherever you go. You meet those people as a family. The father is obese, the mother is obese, the daughter or the son or the daughters or the sons are all obese. Now, a person or a child might think that, okay, that is how our family structure is.
Now that one is eating problem.
But it follows the same sentiment that we've been saying now, that you find out, okay, like a person is generational, right? But remember, even when you grow up, we never had people going to educate us the importance first of understanding how to listen to our body. You go to a class that says health education. You look at a person that's even giving you that health education is also obese.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Sometimes, or most of the time, you go to a dietitian, it's also obese. You go to a doctor, it's also obese, right? Sometimes find that a person who's not even rich is also obese. That has not got to do with that person's hereditary or that person like it's genetical. It's got to do with most of the time people not being empowered to know what are the things they must do in addressing that challenge.
Yes.
So for you to say, you see them that, okay, like the sister or the brother, or, if you look at that family, they're doing that or they're like that, it's because of the things that they were doing, the lifestyle that they're living. Most of the time, people have been indoctrinated to think that healthy food is expensive. In our programs, we've managed to showcase to people that healthy food is not expensive.
Yes. It's
in
how
fact,
you cook
the junk food is the one that's most expensive, but the marketers of those companies, they make it a point that they think that it's expensive because they've got the money to make it a point, okay, like they can put you into that mode of thinking that you need that, and once you find out, okay, you're getting nothing from that. Now, coming back to that question, you say, how come people are carrying excessive weight?
Yes.
And generationally so?
Yes.
It's got to do with the following. I mean, if you look at our families, I don't know if maybe we've ever had a career that's called a health coach.
Yes.
If you are sick now, the way we live our life is that we wait for the day we are sick, then you go to a doctor.
Health coach, yes.
Right? And for that matter, you're not looking for a health coach, because a health coach is a first world country's phenomenon.
Of course.
And now the world, especially the first world countries, they've realized now that we need to work very closely with the health coaches. What is the difference? The health coach doesn't deal with, with the symptom. We deal with the root cause. And the process in which we solve the problems, we want to make sure that you get to a point where you understand your body, because you spend your time, 100% of your time with yourself. Now, if you're going to be sick, you're going to spend about 10 minutes going to the doctor, fill in the form, and they see you, what's wrong with you, come, sit down, open your mouth, check your eyes, check, and then the right to give a script. When you work with a health coach, we're going to help you, firstly, by help you filling a health intake form.
Yes.
The health intake form helps us to understand where to start in helping you deal with their challenges. Because it's not a hit and run program. And that is why it's not one of the cheapest programs. The benefit of the health coach is that we set the goals and we work towards making sure we correct the mistakes that you're doing and help you correct them on a step-by-step, where you're going to start seeing the results from month one and every month, because we're working together in addressing the root causes of the problems that you're working towards solving.
Yes.
That's how coaches get to be measured.
Do everybody needs to be skinny or not really skinny, or maybe at what size do you think, I don't know, this is now obesity, it is not being fit?
Brilliant question. Many people think that, okay, I can look at you and say, okay, like, you know what, you need to be this, you need to be this. And most of the time you listen to people who's not even an expert in the field, right? Now, what we do in our programs, we do not just look at you and guess.
Yes.
We don't say, okay, I know we do this, just assume things. There's a process. As I said, once you've done the health intake, once you fill in the health and intake form,
yes,
we're gonna put you on a machine or on a digital scale. That's gonna help us and help you to see how far off from where you're supposed to be.
So where are we supposed to be?
Oh, nice question.
Yes, I want to know that. So that umuntu makaya on a scale,
yes,
you get in there, you
yes,
say, okay, the difference between obesity and fit is this kilograms.
Brilliant
and if you are above these kilograms,
yes,
just know there's a problem.
Okay. There's a process, but now for people who are at home who don't have the machine, I want to keep it simple, because now the importance of us as health coaches to
yes,
make it a point that we help as many people as possible by being able to give them information and keeping it simple so anybody who's watching can know what to do.
Yes.
Here's what the person can do at home. Just get a digital scale, not an analog scale. What's the difference? The digital scale is the one that's got numbers.
Yes.
You climb on it. Normally the best time to climb on it on the digital scale, not the one that's got that's analog, and the one with numbers, that's digital
yes,
scale. Just get the digital scale. It's cheap. You can get it anywhere in the shops.
Yeah.
They sell them very cheap. Now you climb on that scale. The best time to climb on that scale is in the morning.
Yes, when you wake up.
When you wake up, you don't have to wear the full clothes. Just wear your underwear or your pajamas. Just go there, and then from then climb on top of it. First thing in the morning before eating. Then from there you take that measurement. That's going to give you what's your weight. Then get a tape that's going to measure your height. Many people don't know their height, so you get a tape that's going to measure your height. Once you get your height, then you go and apply this formula. I'm going to say it slowly. The formula is called body mass index. That's what you say. BMI is equals to weight divided by height squared. Right? Now, once you get that, it's going to give you a range. If you are below, after having done that formula, let me repeat the formula, is BMI, that's sometimes called body mass index.
Yes.
It's equals to weight divided by height squared. Right? Height squared is mean like, if maybe like now your height is 1.8, you're going to multiply 1.8, right? Multiply by 1.8. That's your height squared. You take your weight, you put it on top, you take your height squared underneath. Then what's going to happen is that if you multiply 1.82, multiply by 1.82, if it's going to be 3.1423, just put that number as is. Don't just say, it's 3.1 or whatever. Just put the whole number. What's going to happen is going to give you the accurate body mass index. Then from there you go to look at this formula that I'm going to give it to you now slowly. If you are below 18.5, it means you are underweight. That's also not healthy, right? If you are between, after calculating body mass index, is between 18.5 and 24.9, that's where we're all supposed to be. That's what you're supposed to be on your normal weight. If you are between 25 and 29.9, it means you are overweight.
Okay. Now,
can I just finish this part?
Yes.
So that you can understand, because that's another element that people are not aware of.
Yes.
If you are between 30 and 34.9, it means you are obese 1. If you are above 35, if you are between 35 and 39.9, it means you are obese 2.
Okay. What's the
if you are
difference
above
between those?
40, it means you are obese 3.
Which is, what is obese 1?
Okay, there are levels, right? So if a person is overweight and another person is obese 1, it means that person is obese 1, excuse me, obese 1, it means is the dangers are, the more the weight, the more the health dangers your body is going to be experiencing. So the ideal thing is to make the point, like, you do get help, to make sure we help you to go back to your normal weight. Because lots of diseases, once you're on obese 1, when you're obese, overweight, obese 1, obese 2, obese 3, the more the weight you are carrying, the more the health challenges you're going to be experiencing. And that is why we say we want to make sure we help as many people as possible, so to get to the ideal weight. Because once you get to ideal weight, the health challenges your body is experiencing also diminishes. Because your body is a living being. When it's carrying excessive weight, it's like you when you're not happy. You're going to attract lots of diseases. That's why it's important for us to make sure we help you to get to that stage.
Chapter 10 in your book, page 57, says that high blood, some of the diseases that you're talking about that are obese related, some people don't actually find it as they're like, no, I'm just having high blood pressure and whatever. They don't actually understand that it is related to their weight. Can you emphasize on some of the illnesses that people need to look out to know that this is actually related to their weight? So it's nothing that they can only look into treating that particular sickness and ignoring the cause of that, which is obesity.
Okay. Let's just try to make it simple for everybody, because you might find out there's a person who's got high blood pressure challenges, another one's got arthritis, another one's got asthma challenges, another one's got... So let me put it this way so that everybody can understand. Once you are carrying excessive weight, you attract lots and lots of diseases.
Yes.
Right? Cancer, arthritis, high blood pressure, heart challenges.
I've learned ulcers also.
Look, your body is supposed to not to carry more fat than what it necessarily is supposed to carry.
Oh, yes.
Here's the thing you need to understand. Many people are not aware that once you are living a healthy lifestyle, you go back to ideal weight, lots of health challenges disappears. So let's not narrow it down to only high blood pressure or only to asthma, only to arthritis, only to sugar diabetes, only to cancer. As an example, you've got more than 100 types of cancers. 100. But people don't know that. But all those cancers that directly, most of them, the root cause of it is that particular challenge of obesity. And that is why we put this effort into making sure we empower people, because now what happens is that the manner in which the masses or the people are empowered is not, it's not encompassing people to understand fully. The importance for us is to make sure that anybody must understand that we need to help one another. They need to be getting help so that they maintain their ideal weight most of the time. And the way in which you do the program is by making sure that those people that you are helping, because now they'll know every step what you are doing, is like, how did I become?
Of course.
Because now we empower them, we educate them, on a month to month, where we give them about 3 to 5 things maximum, because we don't want to confuse the people. Most of the time, people get to be hearing so many things and you do not know how to do them. Like now, we can give you the same ingredients for you to cook something, but because you do not know the steps by steps that you need to follow,
Yes.
what happens? The same menu or the same ingredients, might give you the wrong output.
Yes.
And that is why it's important for us to have health coaches. And that is why we've got programs that we work together with people to support one another, empower them. It's not for us to just be there just to say, okay, like sit to finish on your own. Because I can tell you, it's more difficult. It's like when I'm sitting with a person who says, I'm going to help you to become a millionaire, but he's not a millionaire himself. He's not going to be able to help you get there. When you want to get help and get there quicker and seamlessly, you might pay more, but I can tell you the results will be so much easier and much more quicker. And that is why we emphasize the importance of helping people say, if you want to get anywhere, get a person who's a lot of experience, who you're going to pay, going to help you on a step-by-step to get the post. Once you pay him, it is his duty to make sure that he empowers you to know what to do, when to do. Because most of the time, the other thing that people do, they think, okay, I can go to Google and I'm going to figure it out myself. If Google was having all the answers and for you to can achieve those results all the time, no one's was going to have a problem. But here's a challenge about Google. Google doesn't refuse anything. There's a difference between Google and encyclopedia. In an encyclopedia or in a book, there's lots of research that go into that. That gets done. And especially now when people are not getting paid to push a certain agenda.
They will put anything they want.
Do you understand? But now in an encyclopedia or in a book where people are not selling anything, in this book we don't sell any pills, you don't sell any drugs, you don't sell any capsules, you don't sell any shakes. Do you understand? And for that matter, please, anybody that's obese, don't go to gym. Get help first to reduce their weight, because if you go to gym, you're going to damage your neck, you're going to damage your back, you're going to damage your waist, you're going to damage your knees, you're going to damage even your ankles. And that might also cost you more.
Of course.
And you might end up having lots and lots of challenges, because it's like me carrying you and trying to do things as if like I'm not carrying you. It's not right. And that is why I'm requesting even to you that when you meet your friends, if you love them, you want to help them, I know before you didn't know this, then rather say, you know what, I'll hook you up with, with Unipro, they'll help you to get there. And you start seeing the results from month 1. Because now, think about this. If you're able to help a person lose about 50 kilograms within a year, that's equivalent to a person who was carrying how many newborn babies? 25 newborn babies in his body that he was not able to put down. Now, everything that you're doing, you're carrying those 25 newborn babies. So if you lose about 50 kilograms, it's like you taking 25 newborn babies, putting them down. That's how much your life is going to change. And if you're not on ideal weight yet, we're going to keep working with you to make sure you get there. Because the benefit is endless. You'll dress any way you want. You'll feel good. You walk differently. You'll be so energetic. Absenteeism at work will be different. You won't be spending time going to the clinic or going to the doctors. If you are able to do this together, the workload of the medical staff is going to be lessened drastically. And you're going to live longer.
Can somebody just buy the book and follow the guidelines that you give in here without having to also pay extra to the health coach?
The people can do that, right? The only difference is the following. With the health coach, if I'm saying to you, we're going to start this month, we've got a year program, we've got a 6 months program. These are the targets. I'll make sure that every month those targets are achieved. When you're doing it on your own, nobody's putting pressure on you. Nobody's holding you accountable. On the same note, there are those people who read and apply. Those people, yes, they can. But here's the thing that's proven. Not many, about 5% or 10% of people are able to do that religiously and get there. There are people who've managed to do that. Even now, They even send us messages say, you know what, you've helped me. Because now I now know what is it that caused me. But once you know the root cause, then I can tell you you've got solution for life.
Yes, yes.
As an example, I was told that I've got a sinus, or I'm sinusitic. But now I was told I must get medication for the rest of my life. But because I'm into health coaching, I said, no, that's not how we solve the problem. What is the root cause that triggers that sinus? You see, the thinking is different. Now people think that any problem that you have, what pill can I take?
You need to just treat the problem and not the root cause.
Let's deal with solving the problem for life. That is why we say, once you understand what is it that's causing something, then you'll know once that problem is fixed, then you've got a solution.
You've got a solution. Yes. Now you have traveled the world, of course, and met the likes of your Dr. Fields and other big guys in the industry. What will be your most highlights of those, meetings, of those relationships that you created outside of the country?
The highlight for me is sadness, funny enough. That's one thing that made me to have this global mission of saying, go to these organizations and say, how can we work together? I'll make an example. Last year I was in Spain, in Madrid to be specific. I was attending the IFSO conference. Is a conference of the surgeons, right? Where whenever a person is obese, you pay lots of money, they open you up and try to do reconfiguration. I'm just keeping it simple for everybody to understand. It's a reconfiguration.
You go through the surgery. Weight loss surgery.
Yes. Now, most of the people who've done that, they've regained the weight. Right? Now, I've been to lots of various health conferences. Most of the conferences that I've attended, as I said, the highlights for me to be able to go to those countries was, one, to get to build relationship with these global organizations so that we can say, how do we work together? But this is what we do as UNIPRO. The highlight, as I said, was sadness, but the highlight on the positive highlight was that those chairpersons or those presidents of those organizations, they said, you know what, Ephraim, you are right. We are not going to win.
Yeah.
If you continue with this. But that's insanity. When all the time, whenever there's a challenge, we think that you can only cut people up and do that.
Yes.
Right? So I've met people that, that global, leaders in the space. But one thing that is common, they say, you know what, you are right, Ephraim. This challenge that we have is insanity. When you're trying to do exactly the same thing over and over and over and over, thinking you're going to get the different results, because it will never happen. And that is why we need to join forces. Hence, we need to complement one another. Once there's a challenge that is at another level, then we need to be in a position. So, how do we join forces and join our expertise to say, how do we help these people get to the next level? And once they've got those solutions, then they know that the problem is solved. That's why we've decided, because before what we used to do, we used to help people that are obese only. Right?
Now
help them. They lose the weight, but after some time, the people that were not getting excessive weight, then now they're obese.
You've got new clients.
So now we but because our goal is not to make money, the purpose, passion, and calling is to help people live longer, so that they can be spending more time and protect and guide their kids and be there for their own families. Because families get broken. That's why we've got a broken society, because people die so prematurely. Yeah. Because a person is carrying excessive weight, all the diseases attract all the diseases, and then you die.
So how about the other people, Ephraim, that you found that probably for this one, there is no amount of books that they can read, there is no amount of coaching that needs to be done, surgery, it's probably the only better option to save their lives, because the level of their obesity becomes life-threatening. And of course, this process might take a little bit longer, maybe time that they do not have at hand. How about those incidents? How do you deal with them?
Hence, we said we need to join forces and work together. What we are working together with those people who are saying the following, just like with this said by COVID, we said, you take people and put them on a surgery, you put people, they go through the surgery process, right?
Yes.
They lose the weight. Now, they need to go, to make sure that they don't go back there, they need coaches now to make sure that, to help them to note the root causes of those things that they were doing wrong and say, now you've done that. Do you want to go back there? Hell no, you don't want to go back there. Now, from now on, let's look at what is it that we're doing, right? Then from then you start correcting those mistakes on a month to month, step by step. A person will say, wow, I didn't know. But you know one thing? Once you do not give people the knowledge that they need, it gets to be difficult for them to be able to maintain the weight off, and to reduce the weight and keep it off for life. Because it's not for us to say we'll help you lose the weight,
of course,
and then from then you regain it. Then we don't want to do a yo-yo mission. Yo-yo mission. We want to make sure we help you. You lose the weight, we keep it off. Because I can tell you, people who've lost the weight, they'll tell you straight, I don't want to go there. But imagine, you cannot even tie your own shoelace. It's not easy. You want to cut your toenails, it's not easy.
Yeah.
You go anywhere, people will look at you, even if they don't say anything, it's not nice.
Yes.
And there are also other challenges. I don't know if maybe like the kids watching this, at the same time, I cannot be able to go into deeper, but elders will understand. When you've got to be with a partner, it also affects that particular challenge, that particular area of life. And nobody want to go through that.
Yes.
Everybody get married so that they can enjoy the holistic relationship, not only portion of the relationship. So once you do not deal with this particular challenge, at some point in time, that's going to be also a catch up with you.
No,
not only, there are lots of challenges.
Yes. Now in closing, where do we find you?
You can find me on Facebook, Ephraim Marobela.
Okay.
On Instagram, Ephraim Marobela 2. On Twitter, at Ephraim Marobela, at eMarobela, sorry. And then also on LinkedIn, Ephraim Marobela.
No, thank you so much. We're definitely going to be having you for some time now to just keep on, because health is wealth. Without your health, without good health, then there is nothing that you would say you are enjoying with life if you are not healthy. So we are going to, go through much more on this one with you. Now, thank you so much, Mr. Marobela, for joining us on Galaxy Green Couch, and we definitely will catch up with you quite very shortly.
Thank you so much. My last point, can I just share my last point?
Yeah, sure.
My last point is the following. Please note, your health is your responsibility. Don't outsource your health. Get help from people who can to help you get there. Because if you're going to figure it out, you're going to spend most of the time sitting in the hospitals, and you don't want to be going there because it's always full. And the medical staff is now, with COVID, the workload is more. Now with alcohol being opened, the workload is gone so much higher. And that is why you want to help as many people as possible so that the people don't go to the hospitals more, but we deal with these challenges that are facing with. Hence we said like now, alcohol, drugs, smoking, and obesity. Those are the challenges that we're going to be working together to make sure we solve and help people to make sure they become healthy. And more health staff, they don't die. Because now, with COVID, lots of my friends as well who are doctors also die. And that's very, very sad. You cannot replace those people like that because most of them have got more than 30 years, 25 years, 20 years experience.
In the industry,
it is very, very sad.
It's gone. No, thank you so much.
Thank you so much
for that beautiful message. And now let's look into the news headlines. President Cyril Ramaphosa have addressed the media on the NEC meeting outcomes, and 2 policemen accused of murdering the 16-year-old in Eldorado Park had appeared in court yesterday. In the Western Cape legislature is investigating the PPPs, is under investigation for the PPE's corruption. And also it is, of course, the 1st of September. We are, of course, beginning the spring day. As you can see, I'm all floral all over me. And of course, we are going to be celebrating a Heritage Month. Watch the space tomorrow. It do on flick. Hey, kuzobe kuraf. Too much rough. Of course, the entire month of September, it is going to be a beautiful one. And now probably to look into some of the headlines, of course, that we looked into. We looked into the funeral of the late Lebo, who is going to be buried today. The tombstone icon, he's going to be buried laid to rest today. And of course, we have looked into the death of the gentleman who was Wakanda forever. He's continuously being celebrated on our social media space by big celebrities, and of course some of the films that he has appeared on have skyrocketed people watching those movies. It is quite very humbling to watch some of those. And we are going to, of course, reach to the end of today's news bulletin. We hope that you had a very, very beautiful one with us, and please do join us again tomorrow, same time, same place, right here on Galaxy Universal Network channel 500 on StarSat. From myself and the rest of our Pan-African morning crew, we wish you all the best, and would also like to thank you for being with us, and would like to thank our guest that we're here today, Nkiki, and as well as Ephraim right here on the green couch. We thank you for being part of this, and most importantly, as we always say, thank you for spending this entire 3 hours with us. Please do continue though, watch your Galaxy Universal programming as it is continuing until late at night tonight, so please do stay with us. We are going to give you the best of the best news bulletin right here on Galaxy Universal Network. Igama lami ke ngeNkosisanda unomusa kwaQWABE-COUTAUD, intombazane yaphansi komhlaba yalingana ufule ngophuzanga phuzwa ugelegele, kanti inkomo zakithi zangishiya zingashiya zidla phansi emahlathini asekubandeni, kanti ke zona ziphuze ebhudlweni umfulo ohamba ngeslow motion kwesikwazibi isigodi kula ngibuya khona ke ngathwala umama bombo ngawafaka obhokweni ngawabhekisa egoli kwandonga ziyaduma kwanyama kayipheli kuphela amazinyo endoda kula engangikhona ke ngikhona njengamanje broadcasting live in Midrand. Until next time, Africa. Goodbye.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning and a warm welcome once again on Galaxy Universal Network, channel 500 on StarSat, and this is Pan-African Morning.
Hi, Sudi Melang. This is still Pan-African Morning News right here on Galaxy Universal Network. And of course, we are fearless, zero favor and zero fiction.
Warm welcome to Galaxy Universal Network, channel 500 on StarSat.
Catch the Pan-African Morning Queens, SISANDA, QWABE-COUTAUD, and Balesa Muchiminyani every weekday at 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here on Galaxy Universal Network.